everybody, this is Jim Buck with Black Shoes Campers of Southern California out of the City of Industry. And today I'm going to give you an exterior walk-around tour of our flagship model, the HQ19. So let's get into this, let's get going. So as always, where I love to start is the front of our units. This is obviously what everyone is going to see going down the road. This is what you see as you're driving down the road in your rear view mirror. I love the front of our units. We have this nice angulation, and what that does, it helps with our airflow, the airflow over the vehicle, but we also have this flow back down here because this is our stone guard, our rock guard. So as you're kicking up mud, dirt, rocks going down the road, this stone guard is angled off backwards, it's angled off and angled downwards. So that way, instead of bouncing up and hitting the other portions of your unit, you're actually deflecting down and away from the unit. The upper portion, if you look up here, we have our LED floodlight. All HQ models have LED floodlights all the way around, front, back, and on the sides. As you come down, the silver portion you see here, this is going to be our aluminum composite. As we come down a little bit more, we get into our diamond plate doors. Now in these doors, we have two compartments, two storage compartments. This first one, as always, is our propane storage. We have two 20-pound tanks in there. We have ventilation holes on the base. And then we also have our other storage side that has a bracket to hold two 5-gallon jerry cans. So you could use those for either extra fuel, or you could use it for water. So as you're going to find on all of our Black Series models, we look down here, we have our mechanical handbrake. Now we still recommend that you use a wheel chock on your tires. Don't just rely on the handbrake. But it's a great convenience when you're either hooking up with your hitch or you're disconnecting your hitch, whatever you're doing, but make sure you are using your wheel chocks. We also have here, there's a block right here, it's our power block, and hooked into that is our 7-pin connector. That's going to be plugged into your vehicle to make your lights work, your signals, all that kind of good stuff as you're going down the road for safety features. We also have our 2-pronged Anderson plug. This is a 50-amp plug, and so if you have a external solar panel, an external solar panel, you can just plug it directly into this Anderson plug, and that would charge your batteries. So as we move forward a little bit, as always, we always have our articulating hitch, the Black Series articulating hitch. We have our Y connector with its pin and its spring and its bushings. All right, and then what's going to happen is you're going to line up these holes. These holes right here are going to line up with the hole on the block. This will slide on, the pin goes through, and then this is going to attach to your vehicle where the ball would typically attach to. This is going to give you your side and back and forth pivot. The block is going to give you 70 degrees of rise. And then this knuckle right here is going to rotate 360 degrees. And so what that will do is that will give you, as you're in these off-road environments, that will allow your vehicle to twist one way and the trailer to twist another way. So you have that articulating hitch to make that happen. And again, as always on all of our Black Series models, we have our jockey wheel. And so this is the black model, so you can't quite see that line of demarcation like we've talked about before. But for more information on the jockey wheel, be sure to reference our video library on YouTube, and I have more information about our jockey wheel. But this is our jockey wheel for this unit. And then as always, we also have our really heavy-duty safety chain, dual chains. Now remember, when you're hooking these up, you want to crisscross the two chains. You don't want to do them straight across, you want to crisscross them. That's the way if something happens, the chains are going to catch. So as we come around the corner here, as we look, there's a few items. We have, as always, our skid guard, our rock guard. So that way when you're off-roading, you're in an off-road area, maybe you go down into a ravine, come up, if it's low, instead of taking out the edge of your unit, you're going to use this as a guard. It's going to help protect your unit, keep it from tearing up in those off-road boondocking areas you're into. And then down a little bit lower, we also have our stabilizer legs. We got 4 stabilizer legs, 1 on each corner, all the way around. So continuing on with this side, as we can see, if we look up here, we see one of our other floodlights right here on the side. If we go a little bit higher up, we also see our awning. So this is a mechanical Fiamma awning, and so that's going to extend out about 8 feet or so. and that's going to give you nice shade on those hot summer days out in the boondocking areas. And as we come back down our unit, we get into our first storage compartment. Now the storage compartment, this is our pass-through storage. And one of the nice features that you can find here, right here in the very front of it, is a level. We have a bubble level, so that way you can see that, yeah, we don't have our unit too terribly level right now, but we also have our other supplies in here. We have our wrench for our stabilizer legs. We have our adjustable leg for our kitchen. That's in here right now. I'll show you that in just a second. And then we also have our power cord, and we also have a few other things, our sewer hose and some bearings. So that's our front pass-through storage. Our next door is gonna be our kitchen. So I'm gonna come over here, we're gonna open this up. And so it's our pull-out kitchen. So there's a lever here, you push that lever, you slide this out. Now there is a prep table right here. This is a prep table. Push that back in. You're gonna slide it out, and that's where the leg comes in. Now the leg has a magnet on it that's gonna stick. There's a slot of steel on there underneath. The magnet's gonna stick to that. You're gonna adjust it so you level out your leg. So we're gonna open this up. This is our prep table, our large prep table. You can use it as a prep table. You can use it as your serving table. You can even use it as your dinner table if you wanted to. We have our stove. This is our propane stove right here. It's electric start. And then you have your sink. Now with the sink, you notice the faucet may be pushed down. So this just raises up or down. That's very important to remember that when you have it in use, when you have it in the up position, when you're going to stow your kitchen, make sure you push this down. Okay, you don't want to get it caught on anything and cause any damage. So make sure you have that in that position. Now, some other parts for the kitchen, in order to get propane to the stove. So if you come over here, I'm going to point down over here, underneath there, you see two connections. One connection is the gas line hookup, and the other connection is the water hookup. So that way you have a connection for your gas and your water for your kitchen. You have some nice little storage drawers, utensil drawer. You have another storage drawer here with the water line. So the water line, the quick connect, going to attach here in the front, and that's going to attach underneath. This just gives you access to underneath. So there is a hose. You'll see a white hose in there. This is a gravity drain. So what you're going to do is the hose will pull out, and you can put a bucket, like a 5-gallon bucket underneath. That'll catch your gray water. You can dispose of your gray water appropriately. And so that's how that works. So you're not using up your gray tank space. Then there's the gas line hose. The gas line hose, like I said, it's gonna plug in here. But one of the other little features, and I wanna make sure I point out to you, is our electric start. So this is the wire for the electric start for our stove. And if you look in here, it used to be actually mounted out here. So we've been doing this for a little while now, but this would plug in here. So that way now you have electricity running to your electric start on your stove. So as we continue along here, we have our security light. So this has a motion sensor on it. So here's your on-off switch, a motion sensor. So that way it'll give you like a dim ambient light until someone walks up to it, and then this light will actually get very much more brighter because of the sensor. And then there's also a solar panel up here to help charge the batteries. As we come along, we get to our door. Now the door has an exterior vent. This vent is here for reasons of if there's any type of like a propane leak, CO gas, because they're a heavier gas, so it would vent through these holes right here. And so as we come and we open up the door, I love this door. The door is a great feature. And so as we open it up and look, and there's a screen, you see the screen here, obviously. Now the way it releases is this little lever right here. You push up this lever and the screen separates from the door. Now, one of the things, if you'll notice, is the lock is on the screen. The lock is not on the door. This is an opening here. So for right now, I'm just gonna kind of push the door out of the way. I'm gonna lock it out of the way. Now, with our screen, most screens, pretty much almost every screen in the market out there has a single point contact, this right here. And that leaves the top half loose and the bottom half loose, all right? Now our screen doors have 3 points of security contact, 1, 2, and 1 down here at the bottom as well, okay? So when you close the screen door and you push the lever to lock it, now you can see the locks are engaged. So you can see it right here. So now when you pull on it, is going to be stuck there. It's not going to move. Now, the idea is, well, one of the ideas is, if you're out boondocking somewhere, you want to leave this open or leave the door open and have the screen still be secured, you can do that. And all you got to do is take this door, close it over, and then you're good to go with whatever you're going to be doing. So again, here's the lock. To undo the locks, you just go back the other way with the lever and it opens up. Now, if you look at it, it's got an aluminum frame all the way down it. So even though you might have an animal or maybe a child that tears through the screen material on the inside, they're not going to be able to get through unless they're super destructive. That would be the dogs, that is. They're not going to get through this aluminum frame. It's pretty sturdy, okay? Now, the way it attaches to the door, I'll show you real quick here. You see a pin coming out on the door right here, and there's an opening with a latch right here on this screen. So you just close it together, and you close your door, and you're good to go. So as long as we're here, let's look underneath. So as we're looking here, right as you go underneath, we see our large, heavy-duty light truck tires, our 265, 75, 16 tires. Again, off-road light truck. So as you look underneath, we have the parts that make Black Series. We have our heavy-duty, independent swing arm construction with our dual shocks per swing arm and our heavy-duty coil springs. You can also see the limiting chains underneath there as well. This is what's going to allow you to reimagine your destination, allow you to get outside, get to those boondocking areas, and without destroying your camper. This is going to give you that nice cushioned ride that's going to take your camper wherever your vehicle can take you. What we're also going to find here in front of the suspension is going to be our general water tank and our fresh drinking water tank. So we're going to have two tanks in our HQ models. We have a 50-gallon general water tank. That's going to run your shower, your toilet, your sinks, all those different appliances. And then we have our 16-gallon drinking water tank. That's going to have its own separate pump, its own separate water line. And what that does is that'll pump water through our triple filtration system underneath our sink, and it has a special spigot on the side of the main faucet for you to get your drinking water. So here on our exterior wall, if you take a look up, we have our exterior speaker. This is a marine grade exterior speaker. And then as you go along a little bit more, we see another one of our floodlights. And if you keep going just a little bit more, we see a secondary marine grade speaker. So as you come back down to earth from those high up places, we're gonna have a few other items right here on the side of our unit. One, we have our clip, which is where we're gonna attach our door, so that way we can hold our door open. The clip here. We have a GFCI plug. So the GFCI plug, this one will only operate when you have your camper plugged into a shoreline or a generator. This was not going to function off of the inverter. Then we have a marine grade 12 volt plug. So it's kind of like a lighter plug, 12 volt, again, marine grade. And as you come here, we have our prep table, or just an accessory table. This one is normally locked. This is how it locks right here. I've already unlocked it, so I'm just gonna open it up here. So here's our prep table. And so you can see it's just a nice little surface area. You can use it for prepping food, but like I said, you also have the big prep area on your kitchen. You have a couple of areas here where you can put a soda or whatever you wanna be. Or even if you have, like say, a crock pot, you have your crock pot plugged in, you can have it set in here, doing dinner during the day while you're off doing your adventures or whatever things are going on. That just pushes back up in place. You relock it, and that's how that's held in place. As we come along, we have some battery vents. These are vents for the battery. The batteries are underneath the dinette, and I'll show you that when we get inside. As we come along a bit farther here, we have our black water tank flush. So when you are dumping your black and your gray tank, you're gonna use the hose at the dump station, the black hose, not your drinking water hose. You're gonna put that in here, put the water on so you can fill that tank, pull the valve so that way you can flush it out, and you do that several times so you can flush out your black tank on the rear. All right, so here we are at the reverse, or not the reverse, but the rear of our camper. And as always, we have our LED taillights. So it's really nice that we have, you know, our turn signal lights, we have our running lights, but we also have a reverse light that makes it really nice, because most trailers, most campers do not have reverse lights. They got a yellow and they have a red, and that's it. So this makes it really nice in the nighttime hours when you're backing up to have the reverse area lit up. As we come down, well, actually we'll even come right here. As you can see right here on the back, we have 2 full-size spare tires. So that way when you're off on your adventures, you're off in the rocky roads, you blow a tire, you still have 2 spares you can get to work with, so you can get out of whatever location you're in. As we come down, we have our recovery hooks. It's about a 9,000 pound range or so on our recovery hooks. So that way, if you do get into an area and you need some assistance, that's where you would hook up to. You would hook up to the recovery hook, so that way you're not causing any unnecessary damage by hooking into some area you shouldn't be hooking in on the rear of your unit. As you come down, if you look down a little bit in here, I'm gonna let you squeeze in there, we have our dump station. So we have the lugs, so you would connect your sewer hose to the lugs. It's got a black tank dump and it's got a gray tank dump. The gray and the black tanks are both 26 gallons each. So you have 26 to 26. And so that way you would provide for dumping your tanks at the appropriate place. So here we are over here on the driver's side of your vehicle, of the camper. And so as we come along here, we have, again, we have our diamond plate, aluminum composite as always. We have our vent for the back side of the refrigerator. And as we come down, we look, we have our city water connection. One of our newer features, we've been running this for a month or two, couple months. And so with this feature, this allows you to plug in at a campground and bypass your water pump and your tanks. Now, you're not bypassing your drinking water, you're only bypassing your general water tank, okay? So that would be, again, your shower, your toilets, and your sinks, okay? City water connection. Then we have our water fill for our general water tank and our drinking water tank. So again, a 50-gallon tank, 16-gallon tank. You pull off the cap, you fill it with potable water, hopefully, and then you make sure you cap it back up to protect your water sources. We have another 12 volt, a marine grade 12 volt plug here underneath. Maybe if you're using it for maybe an air pump for your tires, or maybe if you have a water pump so you can plug in, fill up your water tanks, whatever it is, at least we have that option over here. As we come along, we look up, I got one of our windows open, and this is a dual pane window. It's a tinted plexiglass dual pane window. And so if you actually come here at an angle, you can kind of see the thickness of the window. You can see how thick it is. So you have, again, you have an inside and you have the outside. And that's really gonna help a lot when it comes to controlling the temperature or the environment inside your vehicle. Keeping it warm or keeping it cool. One of the really nice features, because of the dual zone, you're not gonna run into that typical and good old thing that happens with most campers that have a single window. You're not gonna have your sweating on the inside. You're not gonna get that condensation on the inside of your window like you're gonna get with a single pane because of the dual panes. So that's one of the really nice features. Now, another part of it, now we have this cracked open a little bit, and the nice part is it actually has adjustable legs. So there's several different adjustment levels, and then to close it, you go all the way up, and it comes back down, and then you can lock it in on the inside. But that is our adjustable dual pane windows. If you look up a little bit more, we have another LED light. So again, we have LED lights all the way around. So as we continue along the side here, we come across our exterior shower. Now again, this is normally locked, and so I already went through and I unlocked it, so I'm gonna open this up here as best I can. There we go. So this is gonna be an exterior shower. So this would be something where you can rinse yourself off, wash off, maybe a day at the beach, out in the mud, whatever you're doing. You have your shower out here with the hot and cold water. You come out, rinse yourself off, go inside, do whatever else you gotta do. As we come along here, we have another nice big window. These are big windows, huge. So when you have a nice cool breeze, you open these up and open up all the windows. Great breeze that blows through really well. If you look down here, we have a vent. This vent is for our furnace, our heater inside that's gonna keep us warm in the cold weather. We have our hot water tank. This is gonna be our hot water tank. This is a 6-gallon propane run hot water tank. And then if you look right here, we have another, oops, let me get this here. We have another thing. This is our 30 amp plug. Our 30 amp plug is going to provide you with the shore power into your vehicle. So again, you can plug into a shoreline or you can plug into a generator, and that's going to be able to power your unit, charge your battery with through the use of the inverter, and all those kinds of necessary things. So the last compartment we're going to find here is on this side. And again, this is from the pass-through storage. And so you can kind of see in there, you get a lot of nice room in there. But you also see we also have a panel with our breakers for our inverter input, AC input, fridge input, water heater, and GFCI. So that way when we're plugged into our 30 amp, we have breakers for those units. Now, once we get through this, we also have our roof line. We have a lot of things going on up on our roof. We have our solar panels up there. We have our antenna, our HD antenna up there, as well as our air conditioning unit and our vents. So some of the other features that we have with our HQ19 is our length and our weights. And so from the front poly block to the rear or the spare tires, you're looking at about 26 feet to cover that from laying end to end. And so our weight's going to come in at about 6,448 for our dry weight, and our GVW is 10,000 pounds for this unit. So there you have it, everybody, the exterior of our HQ19. Hopefully you can get out there, you can enjoy your adventures, maybe take one of these HQ19s with you or any of our Black Series models to get out there, find your adventure, reimagine your destination, again, with Black Series. So there you have it, everybody. This is Jim Buck with Black Series Campers, Southern California, out of the City of Industry, saying take care, and we'll see you out there. How you doing, everybody? This is Jim Buck with Black Series Campers of Southern California, out of the City of Industry. And we hope that you enjoyed the last video of a series that we just got finished watching. And what we'd like to do is we'd like to ask to make sure that you please like and subscribe to our channel so that way you can see all of the videos that are coming up in our series. So make sure that you get out there, you smash that bell up in that corner up there. And again, this is Jim Buck with Black Series Camper, saying we hope you enjoyed that video. Take care, everybody. Have a great day.